network for the first time in a little bit, head gaffer Javier Masherano has decided to resign. So Masherano is no longer with the team. The new coach that has been stepping in, the interim head coach, is Guillermo Hoyos. Guillermo Hoyos. And Hoyos has been called the godfather of Lionel Messi's football career. He was his coach at La Masia, which is the youth academy for Barcelona. If you're as old as me, you remember when Lionel Messi made his debut for Barcelona, but neither here nor there. Lionel Messi and our Herons have a new head coach, and that is Guillermo Hoyos. Coach Mascherano, arguably one of the, in my opinion, actually the most successful coach in Inter Miami history, winning the MLS Cup and winning the league for the first time in the history of Inter Miami. And also, I think doing a good job overall. Obviously, things didn't go well in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, and I think that's what happens when great players like Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba decide to hang up the boots. You got to fill the void, and you got to deal with new players coming in. Now, listen, I'm not making excuses for some of the results that Coach Mascherano got recently. You know, the bounce out from CONCACAF Champions Cup or the two draws at home to two teams that our Herons should arguably be winning. But I did want to thank Coach Mascherano today for the MLS Cup, man. That was truly some great times on our Inter Miami radio network. But Guillermo Hoyos stepping in for our Herons. And Guillermo recently coached he was a part of coaching the IMCF2, which is the Inter Miami 2 for all the young players within the club. He also had a coaching gig in Bolivia, the side Orentina Petrolero. So he does have experience being a head coach, IMCF2 and Oriente Petrolero. Hope I'm saying that right for all my Spanish speakers out there, but certainly the Bolivian side was where he coached as a gaffer before. But Guillermo Hoyos in, Coach Mascherano out, and that's what we know right now. Now, what are we going to see today? As we could tell from tactically, Inter Miami is still lining up with a 4-2-3-1. Lionel Messi in the lineup, Rodrigo De Paul in the lineup, Herman Bertoame, and Matteo Silvetti also in the lineup. How about this, folks? Let's take a timeout. When we return, we'll kick things off here on your Inter Miami radio network. But if you're just joining us, Inter Miami at Empower Stadium, at Mile High, Empower Field at Mile High, and they're taking on the Colorado Rapids. The Rapids are currently sitting 6th in the Western Conference with 12 points. Our Herons sitting in 3rd in the Eastern Conference with 12 points. And new gaffer, Guillermo Hoyos, in for Inter Miami. I'll tell you what he had to say about Inter Miami, about Lionel Messi, and the starting lineup coming up next on your Inter Miami radio network.
Ugh, water spots on the shower door again.
He sprayed, he scrubbed, he squeegeed.
What? Is that a word?
He's tried pretending not to see it.
Didn't work.
Now he wants answers.
I'm calling Culligan. They'll test my water for free and recommend a solution to fix hard water throughout the whole house.
Because some battles shouldn't be fought alone.
Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com, serving all of South Florida.
Hey, Culligan man!
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
If you want to learn how to fan the football way, ask the fans with a Modelo. Only they know how to celebrate with strangers as if they were lifelong friends. To lose their voice for weeks after chanting for 90 minutes. They are always ready to teach you the ways of football because to them, passion is meant to be shared. So go ahead, ask the fans with a Modelo.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire with the largest inventories, expert technicians, and the best price out the door every day guaranteed. You'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop. and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $909 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
In an AI-driven world, power up your future with in-demand trade skills at Palm Beach State College. Attend a free hands-on electrical info session and discover careers in electrical and low-voltage technology. Explore real-world training employers need right now, from installing smart home systems to repairing modern electrical equipment. Be job-ready in a year or less. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. Visit pbsc.edu and search info to learn more.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Now, let's get to the pitch. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Welcome on back to Empower Field at Mile High. Mike Rizzo and our on-site producer, Gary Ibar, here in Colorado. We are getting ready for our Inter Miami Herons to take on the Colorado Rapids. And Lionel Messi and our Herons have sold 70,000 tickets. Now, to put that in perspective, the stadium holds 76,000 people. And the last time, or rather, the record for the Rapids playing at this stadium before today was 61,000. They are shattering that today by over 9,000. Our good buddy Cade Chumsland back at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Appreciate him keeping us up over the airwaves, cutting our highlights, and doing his thing. Appreciate Cade right there. Now, I mentioned we're playing the Rapids. They, believe it or not, they're number 6 on the table on the Western Conference, and they have the same amount of points as our Inter Miami Herons. The Western Conference has been very competitive this year. And I know last year teams like Vancouver and company were very good. LAFC, good year in and year out. But this year, the Western Conference has been a loaded conference. And specifically for the Rapids, the man that's been doing a lot of damage for them has been the Brazilian Rafael Navarro. The 26-year-old has 5 goals and 4 assists on the season. He's one of the better players and strikers, I believe, in the MLS right now, and he certainly is in form with 5 goals and 4 assists. Their last game, they completely battered. They battered their opponent 6-2. Kosi Thompson, Rafael Navarro, Josh Asensio, the goal scorers. Those guys are all in the starting lineups. And once again, the 6-2 battering of the Houston Dynamo. 6 goals, folks, in an MLS game. That is a lot. Let me get you your lineup. So let's start with our Inter Miami Herons. I mentioned before the break, Lionel Messi, Bertoame, Silvetti, and DePaul in the lineup. I thought maybe tactically you could see something different, but a 4-2-3-1 once again for the Herons. Now, new head coach Guillermo Hoyos rolling out that same formation, a 4-2-3-1 as Coach Masherano. But your defenders from left to right, Facundo Mora, Mikael, Maxi Falcone, and Gonzalo Luan playing right back. It's interesting because no Ian Frey on that right side. Ian Frey has been the right back, at least as a starter, the last couple of games. The two, we'll call them defensive midfielders, Rodrigo DePaul and Yannick Bright. And then the 4 attackers up top, Talasco Segovia, Lionel Messi, Matteo Silvetti, and Herman Bertoame at striker. I see Lionel Messi right now with this formation and how it is playing a false 9. You know, he's going to have the ball at his feet. He's going to have shot opportunities. He's going to be able to pass it into the cutting wings of Silvetti and Segovia, and vice versa. You know, Messi's going to be making runs. Segovia has the most assists on Inter Miami this year, and he is playing out wide to the left today. And Herman Bertoame, as I mentioned, the lone striker. As far as Colorado, a 4-4-2 from left to right on the defense. Jackson Travis, Rob Holding, Lucas Harrington, and Kosi Thompson. Kosi Thompson finding the back of the net last game for the Rapids against the Dynamo. The 4 midfielders, Paxton Aronson, Hamzat Ojadarin, Joshua Asensio, and Wayne Frederick. The 2 strikers up top, Rafael Navarro, and getting his first start ever for the Colorado Rapids today is Georgie Minongu. That's a player that the Rapids are very high on, Georgie Minongu, but him and Navarro will have a dual strike partnership up top. Almost ready to get the game and the ball rolling here at Empower Field at Mile High. Once again, Mike Rizzo, our on-site producer, Gary Ibar, our producer back at the City Place Studios in beautiful downtown West Palm Beach is Cade Chumslin. The battle of the 3rd best team in the Eastern Conference in Inter Miami against the 6th best team in the West, the Colorado Rapids. But obviously, Coach Masherano handing in his resignation 4.5 months off of an MLS Cup trophy. Inter Miami out of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Drew the first 2 games at New Stadium in Miami. And Coach Mascherano handing in his resignation. And once again, head coach Guillermo Hoyos, interim head coach Guillermo Hoyos takes over for the Herons. He was last coaching the IMCF2 team. And before that, he was coaching in Bolivia at Oriente Petrolero. The Rapids involved in a couple of competitions this year, the MLS and Hunt, the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open. The Lamar Hunt U.S. Open, they are currently in the round of 16. They will be taking on, it'll be a Colorado Derby, folks. They will be taking on Colorado Springs, the Switchbacks. The Colorado Springs Switchbacks in the Hunts Cup. They recently beat on the 19th Union Omaha 1-0, advancing to the I almost called it the Sweet 16, to the 16. We're waiting on the whistle to be blown. Your head referee today is John Freeman. Once John Freeman blows that whistle, we will be underway here at Empower Field. Beautiful day, folks. Should have mentioned that off the rip. 55 degrees and sun. I've been seeing a lot of dads with Colorado Rapid jerseys and a lot of kids with Lionel Messi jerseys. We are officially underway as the ball is rolling. Possession first is the Rapids. They are in their all-black, red-striped jerseys. Our Herons wearing their all-pink jerseys. As Inter Miami gets on the ball, Matteo Silvetti falls to the ground. Ball rolls out of bounds. Going to be a throw-in. Not much different with this lineup that Guillermo Hoyos has for our Herons. Inter Miami is in trouble as Maxi Falcone tried playing it to Dane St. Clair. Colorado had a press on early, and that's your first corner kick of the day, presented by Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrad. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrad, proud sponsors of all corner kicks on our Inter Miami radio network. So taking the corner and taking a chances. Navarro going to be a right foot in swinger. Excuse me, Navarro's in the box. Get you a number check here in a second. He puts his hand up and he's ready to go. That's Paxton Aronson off the corner. Aronson low, driven into the box. Back heel from Navarro, and Inter Miami able to clear. So Aronson tried getting into Navarro in that box. Navarro had a nifty back heel, but Inter Miami able to recover. 1 minute has been played, 0-0, Colorado and our Herons. Colorado going to play onto the back once again. Their center backs, Rob Holding and Lucas Harrington. Colorado coached by Matt Wells, the Englishman. It's A lot of experience coaching football. And the Rapids, 4 wins on the year. 3 losses. Our Herons with a 3-3-1 record. And Colorado with a 4-0-3 record. So no draws for the Rapids. Inter Miami has a press on as well as Colorado getting it up with Minongu. Now he'll play back to defense and a foul. John Freeman blows his whistle for the first time. Going to be a free kick coming up for the Rapids. But I mentioned Georgie Minongu getting his first start in that Rapids jersey for Colorado today. Lucas Harrington and Rob Holding play a little 2-man 2-ball while Inter Miami has a press on. Play back to their goalkeeper, Zach Steffen. By the way, the 2 goalkeepers today, I think it goes without saying Dane St. Clair is the goalkeeper for our Herons, but the veteran Zach Steffen between the posts for Colorado today. Good win of the ball by Yannick Bright on the near side touchline. He goes out of bounds right at midfield, and I believe that's going to be a Colorado throw-in. Head coach Matt Wells is holding the ball. Now he gets into his player, and that was on the quick throw-in, Jackson Travis. Lucas Harrington now goes to the midfield stripe. He gets it back to Rob Holding. Holding with a deep through ball, looking for Navarro. Too much mustard on that as Dane St. Clair able to pick it up in his box. 3 minutes gone by. 3 minutes gone by in the first half. Colorado and Inter Miami. 0-0 your score at Empower Stadium. Mike Rizzo, voice of the Herons. We got Gary Ibar here with me on site. Appreciate Gary. We got Kate Chumslin back at the City Place Studios. Ball goes out of bounds as Ojadarin not liking the decision by head referee John Freeman. And folks, John Freeman, in my opinion, one of the better referees this side of the continent and in the MLS. Matty Wells, head coach of the Rapids, has this team 4 wins already on the young season. Near side touchline, St. Clair plays Falcone. Falcone looking for a deep lob pass to Silvetti. Silvetti turns it over on the near side touchline. Now Colorado able to regroup over it with Lucas Harrington. They'll play back to Zach Steffen and the defense. But the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open, mentioned that the Rapids are playing in that competition. They're in the round of 16. It's going to be a Colorado Derby versus the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Matchup they should win with ease. They'll be into the quarterfinals if they are able to do that. Both teams trying to find their footing, folks, here in the 4th minute. But a lot of passing back and forth in the defense with the Rapids while Inter Miami chasing after it. As I say that, the announcer's curse. Navarro plays a really good ball to to Kosi Thompson. Thompson scored a goal last game. As now he lays it up to his midfielder, Asensio. Ojadarin now to Lucas Harrington. Harrington passes midfield. In Inter Miami territory now is Colorado. Big ball roll of the ball for Harrington. He plays it near side touchline to Minongu. Minongu with a burst of speed, a lot of pace. Look out! Minongu in the box, pass in the middle, and Inter Miami able to win it. Silvetti with it. He gets dispossessed, and now Colorado recovers in their own half. It's a good pace of play for Colorado there as the dangerous Georgie Minongu made a move on that near side touchline, got into the left side of Inter Miami's box, laid up a pass, but our Herons able to clear it away. Silvetti tried dribbling with it, got dispossessed, and now Colorado has it. As I say that, Bertoame trying to win the ball. That one's gonna roll all the way near the byline in the corner in Colorado territory. I believe that they're gonna call it a Colorado throw-in, but here's the replay. Georgie Minongu with a burst of speed. He actually passed it right into Maxi Falcone, and Matteo Silvetti was able to get over it. Quick throw-in for the Rapids as that one goes out, and now Inter Miami will have it. 16 minutes played, 0-0 Colorado and Miami. Here at Empower Stadium, 70,000 tickets sold to see Inter Miami and Lionel Messi. Dane St. Clair boots it away. Looking deep to Silvetti as Rodrigo DePaul, bad touch of the ball and a turnover. Colorado recovers. Man, Colorado, I'll tell you what, they want possession, folks. They want the ball. They want to make passes. They want to set things up. And they want to hit you deep. You're going to see a lot of possession out of the defense today. And you're going to see a lot of deep through balls to Rafael Navarro and Georgie Monongu. I mentioned in the pregame, Navarro, 5 goals as Inter Miami quickly wins it. Yannick Bright back in the box, lays it up. Now Aronson deflects it, and that one goes off of Matteo Silvetti and out of bounds. Bad turnover in their own territory for Colorado. Head coach Matt Wells goes right to the iPad to see what went wrong there, as I was explaining how basically Colorado wants to bore you to death and then hit you deep on a through ball to one of their 2 strikers in Monongu and Navarro. With it now is Ojadarin. Near side touchline, this is Travis. Back to midfield, Ojadarin. Inter Miami steals it off of Aronson. A 50-50 ball after Lionel Messi almost was able to foot it down and make a dangerous move. Colorado back on it in their own territory. 8 minutes gone by, 0-0, Colorado and Inter Miami. This is your Inter Miami Radio Network on ESPN 106.3. Still playing out of the back. Stefan, the goalkeeper, gets it to Holding. Travis back on it. Here's Aronson. Who's going to stop him? Aronson with a good run. He finds Kosi Thompson, who crosses it over, looking for Monongu. That one rolls out of bounds. Going to be an Inter Miami throw-in deep in their own territory on the near side touchline. Guillermo Hoyos, new head coach for Inter Miami, calling him the interim head coach. He was Lionel Messi's coach at La Masia, the youth academy for Barcelona. It's a Bolivian, coached the Bolivian side, Oriente Petrelo. As that one goes out of bounds, bad turnover for our Herons. Going to be a throw-in near side touchline for Colorado in Inter Miami territory. This is Inter Miami's first ever visit to Colorado. The last time that these 2 teams played each other, it was a 2-2 draw. So we're able to get a decision from one of these 2 teams. Will be the first win in this matchup as we have a foul. Head referee John Freeman. And the foul on our Herons. No cards shown, just a free kick coming up for Colorado. That one going to go against Facundo Mora, the young Argentinian left back for Inter Miami. 9 minutes, 0-0. We're going to have a free kick coming up. It seems like Paxton Aronson going to be taking free kick responsibilities. He took 2 corners already, and now he's standing over the first legit free kick chance for Colorado. Aronson trying to put a good ball in to get one of those big guys on the right side of a header. 10 minutes. Aronson decides to play it short to Monongu. Monongu right outside of the box on the near side touchline. Right foot cross in, deflected by DePaul. Not cleared yet. Kosi Thompson takes on a shot, and that one off target. As it'll be a goal kick. And excuse me, that was center back Lucas Harrington who decided to have a go at it. It was a good pass by Monongu. DePaul got a left boot on it at the last second. And a one-timer outside of the box. About a half of a goal left. Inter Miami will have a goal kick. St. Clair plays it quickly. Luan, near side touchline. Luan playing right back today. Trying to box out Monongu, and a foul. Whistle blown. John Freeman not liking what he saw from Georgie Monongu. No card shown. But Luan was attempting to box out Monongu and got taken to the ground. Inter Miami now, far side touchline Mora. Here's Yannick Bright. 11 minutes gone by in the first half. 0-0 your score, Colorado and Inter Miami. Falcone, near side touchline. Gets it to DePaul. DePaul looking for Segovia and a turnover. Colorado on it. Here's Fredrickson. They play it back. They're going back to their defense, and holding is Colorado. 11:27, 11:28, 11 minutes. Not a lot of opportunities. No shots on target in the game so far in the first 11 minutes. Colorado is, as I call it, going to put you to sleep with the amount of passes they're making and time of possession that they've had. And Inter Miami hasn't really had a chance to have possession. Another turnover by the Herons, but it's right at midfield. And what does Colorado do? They immediately play it back to their defense. This is Travis. Now back to the goalkeeper, Stefan. Inter Miami slapping on a press. Near side touchline. Ball rolls out of bounds. Silvetti knocking it out. It'll be a throw-in for Colorado. Travis will throw it in. Right back to Travis off the throw. Now to Ojadarin. Deep in a coffin corner is Harrington. Harrington does a big switch of his fields on the far side touchline. And now Colorado has some space. Navarro comes back to Colorado's side of the pitch, and he's boxing out Yannick Bright with everything he's got. Finally a whistle. Excuse me, that was Mikael. Mikael came all the way up as he followed Navarro darn near to Colorado's box. And that one was a foul on him. It's going to be a free kick for Colorado. 13 minutes gone by, 0-0 Colorado and Inter Miami. Lucas Harrington with it near side touchline, and he'll immediately play it back to Stefan. Holding now in Colorado's box. DePaul chasing. Inter Miami doing their darndest to win the ball. They do. Bright goes down in the box. Where's the whistle? John Freeman says play on. No penalty awarded. Unbelievable. Bright taken to the ground. Inter Miami finally intercepted the ball after an insufferable amount of passes. And Colorado turns it over themselves as Inter Miami will recover. No VAR check, none of that. John Freeman says play on. Guillermo Hoyo is asking what is going on? How aren't we looking at this? Inter Miami finally closed down Colorado after they've been sitting with possession and passing it back and forth in the defense for what seemed like 10 minutes now. So Stefan has it here. He tries playing it, and I don't, am I missing something? Asensio clearly knocks over Yannick Bright. They're saying play on. So John Freeman says not enough. After Joshua Asensio knocked over Yannick Bright in the box after Inter Miami won it from Colorado. We'll remember that. Guys, 14th minute. 14th minute. We'll remember this. But now John Freeman, I think they are doing a VAR check. Rodrigo DePaul is beside himself looking for answers from John Freeman. So a VAR check is underway. Freeman in play has completely stopped. Matt Wells, coach of Colorado, looking for answers. I believe he's pleading the case that, you know, instead of Bright shouldn't have went to ground, he should have stayed up on his feet and made an attempt to score a goal. Still stoppage of play as we wait for John Freeman. As now he's going to go take a look at it. So he has been told by VAR that he needs to go take a look at it. He will head to the monitor. I think this is good news for Inter Miami. Usually when this happens, they're having a tough time distinguishing what's going on. Freeman, for the record, called it a no penalty on the field. He said play on, so he's taking a look at it for a second time. As once again, Joshua Asensio knocked down Yannick Bright in the box after a turnover by Colorado. It looked harmless, but folks, he runs into him. He runs into him as he's trying to make a touch on the ball. Zach Steffen immediately recovered, obviously, when he went to ground. He scooped up the ball, but Freeman is looking at this for the second time. In the 16th minute, 0-0 Inter Miami and Colorado. Lionel Messi would take the penalty kick here at Empower Stadium. John Freeman says back up. as I believe Inter Miami has been awarded a penalty. Penalty, the decision. So Yannick Bright knocked to ground on the field, called a no penalty. John Freeman said play on. VAR looks at it. They tell Freeman to head to the monitor. Penalty in the 17th minute, and a yellow card, a booking as well. So Inter Miami and Lionel Messi, a chance to open up the scoring with a penalty kick in the 17th minute. Messi standing over the ball, waiting for the whistle from head referee John Freeman. Once again, if you're just joining us, folks, your Inter Miami Radio Network, Lionel Messi standing over a penalty. Awarded by Yannick Bright as the whistle is blown. Messi approaches. Shot, goal! Lionel Messi opening up the scoring in the 18th minute. Completely fooled. Goalkeeper, Zach Steffen, 1-0 to the good in the 18th minute. 70,000 people all here for Lionel Messi, and he scores a goal. Guillermo Hoyos, the first goal under the new gaffer, Guillermo Hoyos. And once again, a penalty awarded by John Freeman after taking a look at it for a second time. Messi pulled a little shimmy shake on Zach Steffen, who completely guessed the wrong way. He dove left before he kicked it. Messi went right down Main Street. And it's 1-0 to the good guys in the first half. So, folks, keep this in mind. The VAR check, all of that, took about 4 minutes. So we will definitely have extra time presented by our good friends at your local South Florida Audi dealer. But an immediate turnover from Colorado off the jump. Our Herons back on it with Gonzalo Luan. Luan, near side touchline, inching close to midfield. Being closed down by Georgie Monongu. Near side touchline, here's DePaul. DePaul goes to the ground. No foul call as John Freeman didn't blow his whistle. DePaul wanted one, he went to ground, and now we have a foul on Inter Miami. And that one's going to go against Telasco Segovia. And John Freeman told Segovia, listen, no more of that. You do that again, you're getting a card. But he knocked down Aronson as clear, honestly, clear foul. And I think if that's later on in the game, a card is probably shown. But in these early stages, you rarely see a card, even though I say that, and Joshua Asensio picked up a yellow on that penalty that was awarded. I find that crazy. Nothing on the field, and then we take a look at it a second time, a penalty and a card. Free kick taken by Aronson as Maxi Falcone goes to the ground from the free kick. That was Asensio again. He's on a yellow. As Matt Wells, head gaffer for Colorado, tells him, easy, partner. Get back on defense. We need to get in a second yellow. But 20 minutes have gone by. Inter Miami up 1-0. This is your Inter Miami Radio Network. Mike Rizzo, your voice of the Herons. Gary Ibar, our on-site producer. Kate Chumslin back at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Dane St. Clair boots it deep. He's looking for Matteo Silvetti, and now we have a foul called as Silvetti bulldozered Jackson Travis. Silvetti, a fun young player for Inter Miami, young Argentinian, made a lot of noise at the U20 World Cup for Argentina. Had a great MLS playoff run last year and has scored a plethora of goals this season. As now John Freeman, I believe, is going to put someone in the book. He's got his cards out. We'll wait and see who the card is against. It might be against Lionel Messi. We will get that for you here in a second, but quickly, we did have a yellow card early on with Joshua Asensio on the penalty kick. But now Inter Miami back over the ball with Rodrigo de Paul. De Paul trying to switch his fields to Segovia. That ball intercepted. Down line, Georgie Manungu with space. Running for him step for step is Yannick Bright. Manungu, Megs Bright, goes to ground now in the Inter Miami box. And we're waiting for it. I believe that's going to be a goal kick for Inter Miami. Manungu can't believe it. So a goal kick for Inter Miami after Manungu. He's looked dangerous. Manungu has looked dangerous so far in this first half. And he went to ground with Yannick Bright, and they called a goal kick. And once again, folks, I got clarity on the yellow card. It's going to go against Rodrigo de Paul. Lionel Messi was arguing on the behalf of Rodrigo de Paul. So 2 bookings in the game. Rodrigo de Paul for the Herons and Joshua Asensio for the Rapids. The Rapids playing out of their defense again, and Inter Miami's back on the press. Navarro, a nifty one-timer. Harrison with space. He's going to be one-on-one with Dean St. Clair. Shot just left of the goal. He missed it. Unbelievable. What an opportunity for the Rapids in the 23rd minute. It was a good ball by Rafael Navarro to Aronson, who went right up the gut. Between the Inter Miami defenders, Dane St. Clair was beat. And thankfully, Aronson slided it just a bit to the left. That's what Colorado, folks, when I tried explaining earlier, Colorado, they're going to pass, they're going to pass, they're going to pass. They're going to try to put you to sleep and hit you on a deep through ball. And that is exactly what happened there. They have the personnel to do it. Georgie Manungu, a fast player. Rafael Navarro, 5 goals, 4 assists on the year. A nifty pass there that should have been a goal for Colorado and Aronson. But Aronson just put it, Paxton Aronson, just put it a tad to the left. 1-0. Inter Miami over the Rapids. First half in the 24th minute. Lionel Messi, the lone goal scorer from a penalty kick. 70,000 fans here at Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. Dane St. Clair with it. He boots it deep, looking for Silvetti. Can Silvetti get on the end of this? He does, but I think he was going for a pass to Bertoame, and it broke down and ended up with goalkeeper Zach Steffen. It was a good pass by Dane St. Clair, who played that out of his box to a streaking Matteo Silvetti. Playing out of the back again is Colorado. About to call the sleeper hold, trying to put you in a lullaby and hit you on a counter while you're sleeping. Near side touchline, Colorado's defense still trying to figure it out. Now they get it to their goalkeeper, Zach Steffen. Steffen, a pretty good goalkeeper with his feet. Could pass and dribble. Give him credit there. But Colorado, folks, the numbers, once again, you think I'm kidding with the sleeper hold and lullaby you to sleep. Colorado is 71 possession. 71% of possession is Colorado right now. They like having the ball. They like passing and playing out of their defense, and they like hitting you deep. Inter Miami now with it with Yannick Bright. Plays it back to Dane St. Clair. Here's Falcone, near side touchline. Falcone trying to play a deep through ball, looking for Silvetti again. Silvetti running step for step with Jackson Travis, and we have a throw-in. Inter Miami going to have a throw-in on the near side touchline. Coming up is Facundo Moura on the throw. Moura will play it back to the defense and Falcone. And now St. Clair has it. Here's Moura, far side touchline. Back to St. Clair. 1-0 Inter Miami in the 26th minute. Falcone, near side touchline. Looking for Silvetti in a turnover, and thankfully, Jackson Travis completely misplayed that. Colorado last game had 6 goals. The goal scorers in it, Kosi Thompson, Rafael Navarro, and Josh Asensio. So they were able to beat the brakes out of the Houston Dynamo as all that passing leads to a turnover for our Herons. Segovia to Bertoame. Near side touchline is Messi. Here's Messi, plays Segovia. Still on that near side touchline, our Herons. Silvetti. cutting in. Now he'll play it back to Luan. Yannick Bright up with the attack. He switches his fields to Mora. 27 minutes gone by. And now Mora will play it back to Inter Miami, and Inter Miami will reset with Dean Sinclair right outside the penalty arc. Falcone will switch it back to Mikael. Good spell of possession here for Inter Miami. Putting a lot of passes together. It's now Colorado's going to slap on a press, give Inter Miami a taste of their own medicine. And Gonzalo Luan, that one goes out of bounds. Going to be a throw-in near side touchline in Inter Miami territory for the Rapids. Over it for Colorado is Harrington. Now to the veteran Englishman Rob Holding. Far side touchline, Kosi Thompson. Inter Miami slaps on a press. Ojadarin back to Aronson. Aronson deep through ball looking for Navarro. Navarro and Yannick Bright fighting hand in hand, and now we have a foul. Going to be a free kick for Inter Miami. And excuse me, that was Mikael who is fighting tooth and nail with Navarro, and he is shown a card. 2 yellow cards for our Herons in the first half. That one going against Mikael. He's fighting tooth and nail with Rafael Navarro. And head referee John Freeman, a booking in the 28th minute. Mikael, Rodrigo DePaul, and then on the Colorado side, Joshua Atencio with the yellow. Paxton Aronson standing over a free kick. Folks, it's going to be a far side touchline free kick right outside of Inter Miami's box. Very dangerous. Could arguably call this a corner kick presented by Lytle Rider, Smith Ivy, and Fronrath. Aronson gets the okay from John Freeman. Crosses it in, and that one deflected out of bounds by Rodrigo DePaul. Now we'll have a corner kick presented by Lytle Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. For 40 years, Lytle Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath have been serving South Florida and their community. Go to foryourrights.com. It's foryourrights.com. Lytle Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath have your back. Very cagey game, very physical game going on right now. The wall getting a little handsy as Aronson will have a right foot in swinger, and it's a header. And it looked more dangerous than it actually was. We're going to have a throw-in for our Herons. Yannick Bright doing a good job of, or actually it's going to be for Colorado. Bright cleared it out of bounds with his noggin. Colorado throws it in and retreats to midfield, and their defenders and Rob Holding and Lucas Harrington. Ojadarin now, far side touchline to Kosi Thompson. Thompson, nifty move. Still on that far side touchline, fighting with Segovia, and now we have a foul. No card, but Kosi Thompson and Segovia with words. 30th minute, 1-0 Inter Miami on top. Yannick Bright has covered the most distance out of any player for Inter Miami in the game, rather any player in the game. He's covered 2 miles already in this first half. I don't know about you folks, I run 3 miles and I'm ready to go to bed. Yannick Bright's, done that 30 minutes in the first half. Falcone with a header. Inter Miami trying to win in their own territory. They do. Mora, far side touchline, gets it past midfield. Looking for Messi. Intercepted by Colorado. Colorado starts their work on the far side touchline as well. Here is Aronson. He'll retreat back to the defense with Holding and Harrington. Ojadarin, a dangerous player. He can defend, he can dribble, and speaking of dangerous, Fredrickson gets it near side touchline to Georgie Minongu. Minongu has looked dangerous at moments in this first half. No back heel though, back to Fredrickson. Now Aronson at the midfield circle in Inter Miami territory. Back to the defense and Holding at midfield. Far side touchline, Kosi Thompson. Thompson plays a pass in, won by Bright, but still up for grabs. Ending up with it is Bertoame. Nifty move by Mora, looking for Bertoame, but a turnover. Mora's got to get back. He does. And Inter Miami wins it with Falcone, still fighting for it with Fredrickson as Falcone. Falcone's got to get back in position, and that one rolls out of bounds. Good job there by Gonzalo Luan, stepping up on Georgie Minongu. But 32 minutes, Inter Miami up 1-0. A penalty kick by Lionel Messi is the difference right now. 18th minute, Messi broke the tie. Going to ground in the box was Yannick Bright. He was knocked down by Joshua Asensio. At the time, had referee John Freeman said play on, they took another look at it, and they decided to not only give a penalty kick to Inter Miami, they also gave a yellow card to Asensio. Colorado in a dangerous position with Fredrickson. Here's Navarro. Navarro, 5 league goals on the year. Inching closer to the box. Fredrickson plays it to Minongu, and thankfully he wasn't home, and I think the flag was up anyway. As John Freeman stops play, he might be checking on Mora. I'm still checking on a possible offside. But regardless, it rolled out of bounds. Even if it wasn't an offside, it's going to be a throw-in for Inter Miami. But that was a good segment of play for Colorado, and he was offsides. Fredrickson crossed in too early. That's Wayne Fredrickson, the young American, looking for a cross in to Georgie Minongu. He was offsides, but good build-up of play. Probably the best build-up of play for Colorado outside of that Aronson big miss. Segovia now plays Mora. Mora with space, plays it immediately back to Segovia. Inter Miami will reset with their center backs with Falcone and Mikael. Now DePaul. 33 minutes, 1-0 Inter Miami. Falcone, deep through ball, looking for Bertoame, and that one headed away by Holding. Chasing after it is Lionel Messi. He won't get there, and now John Freeman calls a free kick right outside the penalty arc of Colorado. Hamzat Ojadarin was ready to play it immediately when John Freeman said, hold up. Now Colorado gets it in play. On the ball is Lucas Harrington. Back to his center back counterpart, Rob Holding. Now Zach Steffen, the goalkeeper. Pressing is Bertoame, and pressing is Rodrigo DePaul. DePaul almost got there as Colorado clears, but our Herons are back on it. It'll be a throw-in for Gonzalo Luan. Near side touchline in Colorado territory, right past midfield is Luan. Luan will play it back to Inter Miami territory, and Falcone. Falcone takes a dribble, and then immediately gives it back to St. Clair. Dane boots it deep, looking for Luan, but a turnover. Near side touchline with it is now Minongu. Minongu to Aronson. Aronson in trouble. He'll play it back to Travis. Travis now to Harrington. Now they play it back to the goalkeeper and Steffen. 35 minutes have been played. 1-0 Inter Miami on top. Ojadarin, near side touchline Travis. Holding. Still probing onto the fences, Colorado. They're going to do this, and they're going to be on the ball, as we explained on the broadcast. They like having the ball. They like making chances by boring you to death with passes and hitting you deep. That is what Matt Wells and the gaffer have decided. Navarro, tackled by Mikael, no foul. DePaul with it now, and here is a whistle. Rodrigo DePaul goes to ground, and head referee John Freeman says free kick. Boos erupt from the Colorado Rapids faithful. More Rapids fans here than I expected. I mentioned to our on-site producer, Gary Ibar, a lot of dads with Rapids jerseys and a lot of kids with Lionel Messi jerseys. That one clearly a foul on Ojadarin. Surprised it couldn't have been a card. And I think that's what Rodrigo is pleading for. 36th minute. Far side touchline, free kick played to Segovia. Now they'll play it back to Mikael. Here's DePaul. DePaul looking for a big through ball to Bertoame, but Steffen came off his lines. Good goalkeeping there by the veteran Zach Steffen of the Rapids. Harrington, right in between the penalty arc of the box and the midfield circle. Plays it back to Steffen. Ojadarin with an elephant touch. And he gets it to Steffen. Inter Miami, 3 guys pressing in the box. Now Steffen boots it deep. He's looking for Georgie Minongu. The always fast and dangerous Minongu. St. Clair ends up with it, fakes the pass to Luan. And then Ho switches fields to the far side touchline, and Mora. Mikael presses on for the Rapids as St. Clair gives it away. Aronson on it. Near side touchline, inching to the box. In the box now is Asensio. He finds Ojadarin. Here's Georgie Minongu. Colorado a reset. Travis finds Navarro. Navarro near side touchline. Now here's Asensio. Asensio plays it into Aronson, and Aronson nifty pass was to nobody, and now Dane St. Clair clears it away. Colorado back on it though in their territory. Can Lionel Messi pick his pocket? And John Freeman calls for a free kick. Foul on Lionel Messi. Colorado plays it quick. Inching closer towards the halftime whistle. We're about 5 minutes away from extra time. Mora. Here's Aronson in the box. Aronson shot, and Dane St. Clair able to be there. Mora was tracking the ball. He got beat. Pass into Aronson, left foot. And Aronson shot it, thankfully, right at Dane St. Clair. Aronson had an opportunity earlier in the game as well. But that one went left as Silvetti goes aerial, goes on the ground. Colorado now has it. They'll retreat back to the defense with Harrington. Inching closer to the midfield circle and the stripe is Harrington. Standing and holding the ball with his foot is Harrington. Directing traffic. Now Inter Miami presses. And surprise, surprise, folks, Colorado goes back to their goalkeeper. 1-0 Inter Miami. Not a lot of chances, folks. As I say that, announcers curse. St. Clair off his line. He heads it away. Dane off his line. Said Colorado tried put one over his head. I mean, Dane St. Clair, brother, what are you doing? Dane came off his line and then had to fully commit. And folks, he was almost to the circle. So it was a through ball by Stefan. I told you I put the announcer's curse on it. Stefan had Minongu on a run. St. Clair made the right move getting off his line, but he continued to go after the ball after that. He headed it away, which was smart, but then he continued to run after the ball. We've seen St. Clair kind of make the wrong moves throughout the year on those positions. I think it'll get better with time, but I'm not going to lie. I was scratching my head a little bit at that one, folks, but thankfully the attempt with nobody home in the goal went over the goalpost. 1-0 Inter Miami, 40th minute. 40 minutes have been played. Waiting to hear on extra time. We're, like I said, now officially under 5 minutes as Colorado has it right at the midfield stripe. Looking for Navarro was Fredrickson. Inter Miami wins it. Here's St. Clair to Falcone. Falcone, nifty move. Burns by Fredrickson. And now they'll switch their fields to Mora on the far side touchline. Mora. Falcone. Inter Miami probing out of their defense now as Falcone with a deep pass to Silvetti. He's there. Mateo in the box, and what a tackle. Wow, Jackson Travis picking the pocket of our Mateo Silvetti. But the good news is we have a corner kick presented by Lytle Rider Smith, Ivy, and Fromrath. For over 40 years, Lytle Rider Smith, Ivy, and Fromrath have been serving South Florida and their communities. Visit foryourrights.com. That is foryourrights.com. Lytle Rider Smith, Ivy, and Fromrath, proud sponsors of every IMCF corner. Inter Miami getting a couple guys warmed up. Daniel Pinter among those. He's been a favorite for both gaffers to come off the bench as Lionel Messi will have a left foot in-swinger from the right side. Messi, a header, I believe that was from Herman Bertoame, and that one it is, and it goes over the crossbar. But Inter Miami still clinging on to that 1-0 lead. Colorado now immediately plays it from Stefan. Now it's back to Stefan, and he's barking his orders. We've seen Stefan make a couple of through balls aerial through balls deep into Inter Miami territory that have worked, but none of them have been fruitful. No goals for Colorado in this first half so far. 42 minutes. We're 3 minutes away from extra time. Colorado still on it with Fredrickson. Near side touchline is Travis. He's in Inter Miami territory. Still on it is Colorado. This is Ojadarin. Ojadarin right at the midfield circle in Inter Miami territory, barking his orders. Near side touchline Travis now. And now Travis will recycle to the center backs in Holding and Harrington. Deep through ball. Looking for Aronson, and St. Clair is there and picks it up. Once again, if you're just joining us, this is your Inter Miami Radio Network. Mike Rizzo, your voice of the Herons on the call. My on-site producer, Gary Ibar. We got Kate Chumsland back at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Near side touchline, Falcone. Inter Miami up 1-0 in the 43rd minute over Colorado. The lone goal is a Lionel Messi penalty kick, awarded by John Freeman after taking a second look at it at the monitor. Asensio was booked on the penalty kick. And getting the PK for our Herons was Yannick Bright. Colorado loves to have the ball, folks. They love to pass it around in their defense. They love to put you to sleep with passes. And as soon as you go to sleep, they'll hit you deep on a deep through ball to one of their strikers in Navarro and Monongu. And now Inter Miami almost had it in that Colorado box. Matteo Silvetti almost got there. That ball rolls out of bounds. Going to be a goal kick coming up for Colorado. John Freeman blowing his whistle, telling him to set the ball. John Freeman, head referee, as I've mentioned, one of the better referees in the MLS. One of the more experienced referees in the MLS. St. Clair now over the ball after a failed deep through ball by Colorado off their free kick. Speaking of a deep through ball, St. Clair looking for Messi. Ojadarin touches it out of bounds. Going to be a throw-in coming up for our Herons. We're looking at the penalty again as Asensio gets right in front of Yannick Bright, knocks it to the ground. John Freeman says absolutely not a penalty on the field. VAR looks at it, tells Freeman to go back to the monitor, and then Freeman not only gives a penalty kick, he gives a yellow card. So interesting stuff at Empower Field here at Mile High, but we will take it on our Inter Miami Radio Network. We're about 20 seconds away from extra time, presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. That one rolls out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Inter Miami. John Freeman blows his whistle. Folks, extra time brought to you by your local South Florida Audi dealer. We all know the feeling. A change of plans, an unexpected curve, a new opportunity. Instead of overthinking it, what if you just said yes? You could say yes with the all-new Audi Q3. Say yes to the yes life. Audi, the official premium and electric car partner of IMCF. Turnover for our Herons. Ojadarin on it. Thankfully, Yannick Bright is there. Bright needs to get rid of it, though. He's getting close down, and he turns it over. Ojadarin back on it again. He's in Inter Miami's box. Ojadarin shot, and that one just left. He went cross Dane St. Clair's face. I think St. Clair might have tipped it. We'll see on the replay. But I told you, folks, Yannick Bright needed to get rid of it. Navarro picked his pocket. Him and Ojadarin were closing him down. Ojadarin ended up with it, and man, what a nifty shot. He went right foot from the right side cross keep, and Dane St. Clair did touch it, and Colorado throws it in. Right off the throw in is Holding. Holding plays it back to Harrington, who plays it to the goalkeeper. 4 minutes. 4 minutes of extra time presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Folks, that new Q3 at Audi, it's made for the yes life. Say yes to adventure, yes to escape, yes to right now. Because saying yes without hesitation, that is real luxury. The all-new Audi Q3, made for the yes life. Learn more at AudiUSA.com, the official premium and electric car partner of Inter Miami football and IMCF. Near side touchline, Monongu. Can he get around Luan on the near side touchline? He doesn't. Good job there by Gonzalo. Well marshaled by Luan. Messi, near side touchline, nifty move. Gets past Ojadarin, and sadly, they're calling Matteo Silvetti offsides. 47 minutes. We're 2 minutes into the allotted 4 minutes. As Messi, a quick stop and go, completely cooks Ojadarin. Was looking for Silvetti, but he was offsides. Oh, that was a cool sequence of play. Man, Messi is still great. Far side touchline. Mora receives the pass, loses it though. Segovia's on it. Good pass to Bertoame. Bertoame in the box. Herman crosses it in, looking for Messi, and that one cleared away by the young man Lucas Harrington, the center back. Good pace of play there by Bertoame. Best sequence he's had all half is now we have a throw-in on the far side touchline, Facundo Mora. 1-0 Inter Miami leading Colorado. Lone goal, Lionel Messi, a penalty kick in the 18th minute. Mora tries crossing it in with a left boot, gets dispossessed. Arrington looking for Navarro. Yannick Bright tracks it, and he'll play it back to Dane St. Clair. 48 minutes, 3 minutes into the allotted 4 minutes of extra time, presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. And Luan tried playing a ball from St. Clair on the near side touchline, goes over his head. Throw in for Colorado. Jackson Travis throwing it in right at midfield, near side touchline. The possession battle 65% to 35% in favor of Colorado. Travis gets it to Mominongu, who is in the box. Georgie, nifty pass to Navarro. Thankfully, Talasco Segovia saves it at the last moment. Minongu, who's been dangerous all half. I thought he had his first opportunity there, but Segovia able to pick his pocket. Now the 4 minutes that head referee John Freeman called for is officially up. 49 minutes have been played. Lionel Messi with it in the box, plays it to DePaul. Now Silvetti, a big cross in. Bertoame, goal! Herman Bertoame with the header goal, assisted by Matteo Silvetti. The second straight week the Herons score in the final minute of extra time in the first half. That's 2 straight goals for Herman Bertoame. That's why Inter Miami signed him. Going up and getting it in the air. Bertoame, 2-0, Inter Miami. A good pass to DePaul to Messi. A one-timer pass from DePaul to Silvetti. It could have been Jackson Travis trying to clear it. And Bertoame got his head on it. I'm going to call it for now an assist by Silvetti. But what an effort by Bertoame to go up and get that. And folks, I apologize. I can't read Spanish. Bertoame had a message for everybody. I'll have to ask a voice on the Spanish side, Leo Vega, what Bertoame was trying to say to everybody. But folks, for the second straight week, Inter Miami scores at the death in the first half, and it's Herman Bertoame's header. And for now, I'm going to call it an assist from Matteo Silvetti. Beautiful play. DePaul passed it to Messi. Messi back to DePaul. DePaul one-timed it to Silvetti. Silvetti got it into the box, and Bertoame got his head on it. 2-0, your halftime score. We'll get to your halftime report next on your Inter Miami Radio Network.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
Picture this, a curve in the road, a change in plans. Well, what do you say? With the all-new Audi Q3, the answer's always yes. Yes to adventure. Yes to escape. Yes to performance. Yes to comfort. Yes to right now. Because saying yes without hesitation, that's real luxury. The all-new Audi Q3, made for the yes life.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Yair Holtzman, partner and leader of Anshin's Research and Development Tax Credits Group.
The One Big Beautiful Bill Act restored full expensing of domestic research and development expenditures, allowing businesses to deduct qualifying costs immediately or choose among different tax treatments. Beginning with tax years after December 31st, 2024, special elections for small businesses can be applied retroactively. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we help businesses develop a proactive tax plan, identify qualified activities and expenses, and optimize cash flow and tax benefits. If your business is investing in U.S.-based R&D and looking to maximize incentives while remaining compliant with tax law, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
Picture this, a curve in the road, a change in plans. Well, what do you say? With the all-new Audi Q3, the answer's always yes. Yes to adventure. Yes to escape. Yes to performance. Yes to comfort. Yes to right now. Because saying yes without hesitation, that's real luxury. The all-new Audi Q3, made for the yes life.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 29 national championships, including the reigning champs in swimming and diving, lacrosse, and tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Our Inter Miami Herons up 2-0 at halftime. Welcome on into your halftime report presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. We all know the feeling, a change of plans, an unexpected curve, a new opportunity. Instead of overthinking it, what if you just said yes? Folks, with the all-new Audi Q3, the answer is easy. The Q3 is made for the yes life. With the power and room to handle whatever pops up, say yes to adventure, escape, and right now. Because saying yes without hesitation is real luxury. The all-new Audi Q3, made for the yes life. Learn more at AudiUSA.com. That's AudiUSA.com, the official electric car partner of IMCF. Now, my on-site producer, Gary Ibar, who speaks Spanish, by the way. That's what I was laughing at. He told me Herman Bertoame's shirt that he lifted up after scoring a goal said, "Rest in peace to Noni." Now, I am Sicilian. I called my grandmother, my great-grandmother, Nana. So I believe that he is saying rest in peace to his grandmother. So I did not know that Bertie's grandmother or mother, whoever the loved one was, passed away. So my best wishes with the Bertoame family. But regardless, Herman having a great half with a header goal. Now, Kate Chumsland's back at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach, keeping us up over the air and cutting the highlights. Let's get into the first goal-scoring highlight. This is Lionel Messi from the penalty spot in the 18th minute. And quickly to set things up, Yannick Bright and the Herons pressed the Rapids. They won the ball in their own box. The Rapids have been passing back and forth. They're owning the possession game. Well, finally, Inter Miami closed that down in the 18th minute. But Yannick Bright got taken to ground. John Freeman didn't originally call it a penalty. He said play on. VAR took a look at it. They told John Freeman to go back to the monitor. And not only did Freeman award a penalty kick, he awarded a yellow card to Joshua Asensio. Let's take a listen to Messi's penalty goal in the 18th minute. The whistle is blown. Messi approaches. Shot, goal! Lionel Messi opening up the scoring in the 18th minute. That's Lionel Messi from the penalty spot. As I mentioned, we waited. The 4 minutes of extra time were all from the VAR checks and John Freeman going to the monitor. Now, Colorado did not get in, but they had a massive opportunity. This was Paxton Aronson getting behind the defense, being one-on-one with our goalkeeper, Dane St. Clair. St. Clair did not get to this ball. Aronson just missed it, a whisker to the left. Here's Aronson's miss. Navarro, a nifty one-timer. Aronson with space. He's going to be one-on-one with Dane St. Clair. Shot just left of the goal. He missed it. Unbelievable. What an opportunity for the Rapids in the 23rd minute. So Aronson missing that, and folks, that was their lone big chance of the half. That was the best chance that the Rapids had, and sadly for them, Aronson did not put it on target. Thankfully for the Herons, Herman Bertoame did this right before the half, assisted from Matteo Silvetti. Lionel Messi with it in the box, plays it to DePaul. Now Silvetti, a big cross in, Bertoame, goal! Herman Bertoame with the header goal, assisted by Matteo Silvetti. And Silvetti, listen, I'm still trying to figure out if that was actually a cross in or Jackson Travis trying to clear it away and accidentally putting it into the box. But regardless, our Herons, we will take it. Herman Bertoame with his second goal in 2 games after not having any goals in the first 10 games for Inter Miami. Folks, let's take our first time out of halftime. When we come back, we'll take a look at the numbers on your Inter Miami radio network.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire with the largest inventories, expert technicians, and a best price out the door every day guaranteed. You'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $909 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
The Jupiter Hammerheads and Palm Beach Cardinals are back in Jupiter all summer long. 6 days a week at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. Come enjoy the best ticket deals and membership packages in Palm Beach County like Silver Slugger Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursdays, Kids Club Saturdays, the Frozen Iguanas, and so much more. To purchase tickets, membership packages, and find out more information on the Jupiter Hammerheads and Palm Beach Cardinals, visit RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments. like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit 1 checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Now, let's get to the pitch. Here's Mike Rizzo.
2-0 our Inter Miami Herons up on Colorado at the half. Herman Bertoame 2 straight goals in 2 games. Bertoame did not score in his first 10 games for the Inter Miami Herons, but Bertoame getting in the back of the net the last 2. The Colorado Rapids, on the other hand, had that one big chance that we just heard. That was Paxton Aronson. But, folks, something that I knew about, something that I thought I was ready for. I can't stand. I got to be honest. I cannot stand the way the Colorado Rapids play their football. The long possessions, the passes back and forth. And listen, everyone's got their own style of football and how they like football to be played. Passing it around to your defense until you're nauseous and hitting someone deep, man, that is low. No, I'm kidding. But 64% of possession to Colorado. That's what they want to do. They want to pass it around in their own half, and they want to basically put Inter Miami to sleep and have someone get open on a run. And one of those somebodies has been Rafael Navarro and Georgie Monongu. Monongu does not have a goal on the game, but he has been behind Inter Miami's defense time in and time out. I think Rafael Navarro and that nifty back heel pass that he had to Paxton Aronson on the lone big chance that the Rapids had in that first half, that's what they want to do. They want to get it to Navarro, and they want to get it to Monongu. Now, there are 70,000 fans here at Empower Field at Mile High. I thought there'd be more Inter Miami fans. Folks, I think it's split down the middle. And if I had to lean somewhere, I probably would say there's more Rapid fans than Inter Miami fans here. I do think that the Rapids have a solid fan base, and they have showed up and showed out in that first half. But thankfully, our Inter Miami Herons up 2-0 at the half. Coming into this game, I mentioned that the Rapids, they defeated Houston by a score of 6-2. 6-2, 6 goals. Kosi Thompson, Rafael Navarro, Josh Asensio, the goal scorers last game. And they are currently sitting in 6th place in that Western Conference. Now, our Inter Miami Herons, they have the same amount of points. 3 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss. Inter Miami, though, does have a 6-game unbeaten streak right now, and they are looking to continuing on improving that today with a big lead at the half, 2-0. A penalty kick by Lionel Messi and a Herman Bertoame goal in 45 plus extra time. We're moments away from kicking this thing off in the second half. I mentioned Colorado winning the possession, 64% to 36%. Inter Miami dominating the XG at 1.1 comparatively to a 0.27 for Colorado. 8 total shots in the game, 5 for Colorado, 3 for the Herons. 2 on target for Inter Miami, 1 on target for Colorado. 1 big chance that I mentioned and we heard from Paxton Aronson, 1 big chance missed for Colorado. How about this? How about this statistic? Inter Miami, 2 big chances, the penalty kick by Lionel Messi and the header by Herman Bertoame. They have 2 big chances and no big chances missed. Colorado has a pass accuracy percentage of 90%. Folks, Colorado has put together 241 passes. They put together 241 passes in that first half comparatively to Inter Miami's 109. A lot of fouls, a very cagey game. 15 fouls in that first half. 15 fouls in that first half. 9 to Inter Miami and 6 to Colorado. The bookings in the first half, the yellow cards, Mikael with a booking, Rodrigo de Paul with a booking, and the lone booking for Colorado, Joshua Asensio. Asensio, obviously, with the penalty, which was awarded after one of the string. I don't see, the only reason I laugh, you rarely see a referee say play on and then go to the monitor and not only give the penalty kick, but also give a card. That's like admitting that you were dead wrong. And listen, I'm not saying referees are not honest, hard people. Don't take it for that. But you rarely see a referee, after not calling something on the field, not only switch the call, but also give them a booking. Now, Inter Miami finally back out onto the pitch. Matt Wells, head gaffer for the Rapids, does not like it. Shaking his head, looking at his watch. Saying some stuff under his breath. As, more shots from Matty Wells to the Inter Miami side. But our Herons back out onto the pitch, and I'm open for another Lionel Messi goal. Got my voice nice and ready to go at half. Got some water, slugged some water, and I'm ready to go. Once again, this is your Inter Miami Radio Network. Gary Ibar, my on-site producer today here at Empower Stadium at Mile High. Kate Chumsland back at the City Play Studios in downtown West Palm Beach, keeping us up over the air, cutting our highlights. That is Guillermo Hoyos we're seeing on that sideline. Hoyos, the interim head coach, taking over for Javier Masherano, who put in his resignation 3 days ago. Standing over the ball is Herman Bertoame, one of the goal scorers in the first half. Inter Miami going to be attacking from right to left. Colorado going to be attacking from left to right. Once again, for the second time, Inter Miami in their pink, Colorado in their black and red trim. And we are underway in the second half. Inter Miami immediately has it with Mora on the near side touchline. Mora boots it in the air. Ball won by Minongu. Minongu still on it. Colorado recycling back to Steffen. Here is Harrington. In their own half, as they do. Passing it around is the two center backs, Holding and Harrington. Now Colorado putting together some passes, inching closer to midfield. Ojadarin stops playing right at the midfield circle and gets it back to Harrington. Harrington standing with the ball, doing nothing with it, barking orders. Still with it is Harrington. Now pressing is Lionel Messi. Here comes Herman Bertoame as well. Near side touchline pass. Now cutting in is Navarro. Navarro now heading towards the near side touchline. When will he be stopped? And he's finally thrown to the ground by Yannick Bright. No card. John Freeman, head referee, says no card, but you'll get a foul. You actually heard Navarro scream, John, pleading to give Yannick Bright a yellow card. Or actually, excuse me, that was Matt Wells, the gaffer of Colorado, who can't believe it. We will take it. 2-0, Inter Miami on top over Colorado. 46th minute. With it is the goalkeeper, Zach Steffen. Now pressing is Bertoame. Steffen boots it deep. Far side touchline, Minongu. Minongu defended by Silvetti. Pass into Fredrickson. Fredrickson with space. Far side touchline. Cuts in. And they'll recycle back to their defense. And knocked down, actually, was Fredrickson by Luan. Getting chippy here in the second half. Matt Wells, again, the gaffer of Colorado, with a lot of words to say to John Freeman. I think if he continues that, there's going to be a booking. On the ground holding his hip is Wayne Fredrickson. Fredrickson was shielding Luan off the ball, and Luan gave him a shove. He did give him a shove. Did not get a card, and after he did not get a card, Matt Wells took off his suit and threw it in disgust. As now we have a stoppage of play from John Freeman, who says that Colorado played it too early from the free kick. Now, free kick able to be taken, rather, As here's Navarro, who ends up with it on the near side touchline, but booted away by Mikael. Good job there by Mikael settling the ball. 48th minute, Inter Miami up 2-0. The goal scorers Lionel Messi and Herman Bertoame. Throw in near side touchline to Fredrickson. Cleared away by Inter Miami, but turned over again. Now turned over by Colorado. Can DePaul get rid of it? DePaul goes to ground. No foul call. Shot blocked by Nate Sinclair, and he ultimately crawls over it. Rodrigo DePaul went to ground on a tackle. No foul call. And putting a shot on target was Joshua Asensio. Rodrigo DePaul had the ball and immediately went to ground. John Freeman said no foul. Is now on the other side. Here's Messi. Plays up Bertoame. Oh, baby. That one scooped up by Stephen Birdie. Forgot to shoot. Birdie had a chance there with his left foot, but he didn't take the opportunity, and that one was gobbled up by Zach Steffen. End-to-end stuff here in this game. So DePaul quickly rehashing what happened in the box. DePaul, right outside of the box, went to ground, felt like he was tackled. Head referee John Freeman said play on, and Asensio had it, took a shot, thankfully shot it right at Dane St. Clair. And then on the other side, Lionel Messi had acres of space, played a beautiful ball to Herman Bertoame, but Bertoame couldn't get his left boot on it, and that one was gobbled up by Zach Steffen. And now, in the 49th minute, Dane St. Clair will ball roll in his box, and now he'll pick it up. So Bertoame, I'm at your mercy, folks. During all that, I guess, end-to-end stuff, Bertoame did pick up a yellow card. So Herman Bertoame in the book as well. 3 guys on yellow cards for Inter Miami in Rodrigo DePaul, Mikael, and Herman Bertoame. 4 cards in the game total. As I've mentioned multiple times, Joshua Asensio, the other yellow. Ball out of bounds on the far side touchline. Waiting to see who's going to get the throw in, and it is going to be Colorado in the 50th minute. Luis Suarez available off the bench. Suarez 2 games ago came off the bench and scored the tying goal against Austin. 6-game unbeaten streak for our Herons. Issue is 2 of them have been draws. Last 2 rather. Beautiful New Bank Stadium. Folks, if you haven't been to the new stadium, I urge you to go to New Bank Stadium and do it in a beautiful Audi, the official premium and electric vehicle of Inter Miami. As Inter Miami turns it over, but they're able to get back on it. Now a whistle, and we're going to have a free kick for the Herons. John Freeman blowing his whistle. But more on the new stadium, folks. New Bank Stadium, new stadium for short, in Miami. State of the art. David Beckham and owner Jorge Mas did a fantastic job. I'm proud to be out there every home game for Inter Miami, as Maxi Falcone was looking deep to Matteo Silvetti. That one goes out of bounds. Quick throw in for Colorado as Bertoame almost intercepted a pass between the center backs and Holding and Harrington. Deep through ball looking for Asensio, and he goes to ground. Excuse me, that was Aronson, and he goes to ground. Foul. A lot of fouls. We had 15 fouls at half. Aronson quickly plays it. Near side touchline. Kosi Thompson out of bounds. Going to be a throw in. Thompson going to take the throw in. 52 minutes, 2-0 Inter Miami on top. Throw in taken. Navarro, nifty move. He's got space. He goes to ground. And no penalty. And that has Matt Wells, gaffer of Colorado, very upset, saying it was the same exact play that Inter Miami got awarded a penalty kick with. That one rolls out of bounds. Far side touchline, going to be a throw-in for Colorado. Here's the replay. Aronson gets it to Navarro. Mikael went for the ball, and Navarro fell. Yeah, get out of here. That's never a penalty. Granted, I am biased, but never a penalty. Aronson almost had an opportunity off the free kick. I think he would have been off sides if he touched his foot on it. But now St. Clair gets it near side touchline to Mora. Folks, honestly, taking my bias out of it for Inter Miami, never a penalty. Never a penalty. Mikael hit the ball. Navarro took a full step and decided to go to ground. Never a penalty. Far side touchline, Minongu. He somehow wins the ball. Still on the ground is Silvetti. Minongu knocks over Falcone, and now we have a free kick. John Freeman blowing his whistle. Minongu, a very dangerous player, a very fast player. Did a good job to do his best to create opportunities in that first half. And on the ground now is Gonzalo Luan. And apologies, folks. I said Silvetti was the one that fell to the ground. It was actually Luan. They have the same yellow boots on and the same haircut. You're going to play on the same side, same yellow boots, same haircut. But that was Luan who went to ground. He's thankfully going to be okay. Now winning it is Inter Miami. That one rolls to Dane St. Clair. 54 minutes. 54 minutes, 2-0, Inter Miami on top. Near side touchline, Mora with a burst of speed, tackled from behind, and another foul. And one going against Paxton Aronson, who's been everywhere for Colorado. Aronson tackled from behind. I'm surprised there wasn't a card. Not a red, but he did get foot and no ball. Dane St. Clair boots it out of bounds after the resume of play. Looking for Silvetti on the far side touchline. Throw in Colorado. Near side touchline. Holding. Odejaran. Almost dispossessed by Messi and DePaul. It was a good job there, actually, by Odejaran. As once again, Colorado going for their deep through ball. Wally it asleep with passes, then hit you deep. But that one read by Dane St. Clair. Here's Yannick Bright. Inching to midfield. Now past midfield with space is Messi. Messi plays on Silvetti. Silvetti cuts in inside the box. Looking for Bertoame. Deflected out of bounds. Going to be a throw-in. Gonzalo Luan will throw it in. Inter Miami in Colorado territory with DePaul. DePaul gets it to Bright. Bright to Luan. Luan cuts in. He plays Messi. Messi with space. Off the ball, bullied off the ball rather by Harrington. It was a good job there by the young man to step up. Messi had acres of space there. Messi still with it. Near side touchline to Mora. Now Mora will recycle the midfield and Mikael. Now here's Falcone at the midfield circle. Falcone gets it near side touchline back to Mora. Now Messi. Messi to Segovia. Two-man, two-ball, Messi and Segovia. Now here's DePaul. Bright to Mora. Mora, cross in, looking for Birdie, and Bertoame didn't get his head on it. Just missed it. Now Silvetti near far side touchline. Gonzalo Luan, cross in, nobody home. Headed away by Holding, and we have a throw-in on the near side touchline right outside of Colorado's box. 57 minutes have gone by. Inter Miami up 2-0. Lionel Messi, your goal scorer in the 18th, and then Herman Bertoame in 45 plus allotted time. Mora to Bright, off the throw-in. Here's DePaul. DePaul looking for Bertoame, and that goes out of bounds. Bad pass by Rodrigo. Immediately played by Stefan, and Colorado will start their usual business of passing around in the back. Near far side touchline is Minongu. Minongu, dangerous pass to Jackson Travis, but I'll tell you what, folks, Dane St. Clair, this best reading of a ball all year, came off of his lines in his box and gobbled it up. Now, St. Clair, I think, to be fair, I think, Dane has played decent. But where he has struggled has been when he leaves his lines. You saw it in the LAFC game. You've seen it here. You saw it against NYCFC. And hold on here, folks. Navarro with space. He's one-on-one with Mikael. Makes a stutter step and a goal. Oh, my goodness. What a goal by Rafael Navarro. Unbelievable. Oh, my Lord. He went right by Mikael. Folks, this is one of the better goals you're going to see in the MLS. He put Mikael on skates, dribbling with his left foot with acres of space. Stopped and go from his left foot to his right. It's NBA playoff season. Folks, he straight up crossed over Mikael for a goal. What a goal by, honest to God, what a goal. What a goal. What a finish. What a goal. That's his 6th goal of the season. Rafael Navarro, the young Brazilian. Whew. 2-1. Thankfully, our Herons still in the lead. But wow, what a goal by Navarro. A hezzy left to right cross. I call it a crossover in his feet, man. What a goal. Good news is Messi with space. Near side touchline is Mora. And now going to be a corner kick for Inter Miami, presented by Lionel Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. Folks, for over 40 years, they've been serving South Florida and their people. Visit foryourrights.com for more information. It's foryourrights.com. But a stop-and-go move for Navarro on that goal as Inter Miami, our Herons attempted a header with Yannick Bright. But it was a hesitation, stop-and-go move, man. That was a nice goal by Navarro. That was a good goal. You got to tip your cap there. And folks, as world football is, Navarro immediately grabbing the ball and running into the center circle. We're going to have a substitution here. Coming off of the pitch is Ojadarin, who has probably realistically ran 5 miles in this game. Get you a substitute here in a second who is coming on for Ojadarin. As Inter Miami turns it over, Colorado back on the run. Here's Minongu. Minongu in a dangerous position. He crosses his feet, tries to finesse one. Almost clear by Inter Miami. Still on it is Colorado in the box, and now it's cleared by our Herons. On it, though, for Colorado is Holding. Colorado's still on it. Holding. Subbing on is Darren Yappy for Colorado, by the way. So, Matty Wells, the gaffer for Colorado, subbing on Darren Yappy for Hamzat Ojadarin. Going full-on attack to try to tie this game up. In the 61st minute, announcer curse. Here's Yappy, shot, goal! Unbelievable, the recently subbed on Darren Yappy with the goal. It's a tie ball game in Colorado. Goal separated by 3 minutes. 58th minute, Navarro. 61st minute, Yappy. Two to two. How did we get here? It was that long through ball. Folks, I've been telling you all game. Colorado, they'll put you to sleep. They'll pass back and forth in the back. And then they'll hit you deep with their attackers. And this one, Darren Yappy, who recently subbed on. Oh my goodness, folks, it's worse. Dane St. Clair got megged. It went through his legs. Folks, he got megged. Oh, poor Dane. Dane's got to get to that, folks. Looking closer on the replay, that went right through Dane St. Clair's legs. He shot it right at him. 62nd minute, 2-2. Inter Miami and Colorado. Jackson Travis down. I think he's going to be okay. I think he was fishing for a card. But folks, somehow, some way, Inter Miami was up 2-0, and in 3 minutes, it's 2-2. The young 21-year-old Darren Yappy, who subbed on for Hamzat Ojadarin, scoring the goal on that deep through ball I've been driving you listeners crazy on. Inter Miami needs a response. Here's DePaul with space, and now we have a card that's going to go against Fredrickson. On the ground is Matteo Silvetti. So Fredrickson's shown a yellow. It's going to be a free kick for our Herons. But Fredrickson stepping on Silvetti. Always going to be a card. Always going to be a card. Now Inter Miami will play it, go back to the defense in St. Clair. Here is Segovia, near side touchline. Mura back to Mikael. Far side touchline, Luan inching closer to midfield. Ball picked by Mominongu. Navarro, nifty pass to Yappy. Here's Yappy. Still on it, Yappy. In the box. Now he retreats. Looked dangerous at the moment, but Yappy still on the ball. Somehow, some way, finds Fredrickson. Now they will cycle back to midfield. Holding, directing traffic, barking orders. Near side touchline looking for Fredrickson. Wasn't ready for it. Now going to be a throw-in for our Herons. But Darren Yappy, megging, going through the legs of Dane St. Clair. I'll tell you what, Matt Wells, folks, he belongs on, Comedy Central. He's a funny guy. The gaffer for Colorado with a funny celebration after they tied the game up 2-2. But Matteo Silvetti trying to get to a deep ball as I hope he's okay. His hamstring's hurt. He's trying to walk it off. On-site producer Gary Ibar says it could be bad, and now he goes to ground, and I think that's from experience from Gary. I think that's from experience. Silvetti on the ground, so Inter Miami playing with 10. St. Clair off his line again, for goodness sake. And thankfully, he fouls it out of bounds. Someone went to ground. Mora took, I think it's Kosi Thompson to the ground, and it is. I don't think that's a card. Dane St. Clair helped him up. Folks, if you're just joining us, 2 goals in 3 minutes. In the 68th minute, Rafael Navarro had a hesitation, a beautiful goal by Navarro. It was a hesitation move. He was dribbling right, went immediately left, went right by Mikael, and a tight goal, near post goal, and St. Clair never had a chance on it. Wasn't his fault. But I will get on Dane on the second one, where Darren Yappy, the 21-year-old American, subbed on for Hamzat Ojadarin, and he shot it right at St. Clair, and sadly, Dane got megged. It's the nicest way I could put it. Went through his legs, folks. Now, Dane is a fantastic player. Goalkeeper of the year last year. But going to be a game he might want to forget here. Now, a lot of times, 67 minutes, our Herons could easily, we know our Inter Miami Herons better than anybody. They could easily string together 2 goals, 3 goals at any moment. But Matteo Silvetti is down. Silvetti is down, and it looks like a hamstring. And if I see this right, is this Noah Allen, a defender, coming on? 2-2? But Matteo definitely pulled his hamstring, as he's going to need some help getting off. He's made such an impact for the Herons, one of our better players. And now we're just waiting on the young man to be able to get off the field. Keep this in mind for extra time, folks. Like 2.5, 3 minutes have gone by, but for everyone that's been listening, I've been saying all game long that Colorado, they like their passing in the back. They put 241 passes together in the first half. They like passing in the back with their defense and their midfielders, and then hitting you deep with a streaking player through the defense. And that is exactly what happened on the Yappy goal. Now, we could sit here and have a conversation if St. Clair needs to do better on the attempt, but 2 goals in 3.5 minutes is, I think, a little unacceptable for our Herons, who dominated the game up until that point. Play resumed. Dane St. Clair was looking for Segovia. It goes out of bounds. Daniel Pinter going to come on, guys. Daniel Pinter going to come on, and obviously coming off the pitch is the injured Matteo Silvetti. So Pinter on, Silvetti off. And once again, Darren Yappy, the goal scorer, was a substitute for Hamzat Odejaran. And he scored a goal within 2 minutes of being on the pitch. Two to two, 69th minute. Throwing it in is Kosi Thompson. And now John Freeman blowing his whistle saying, Mr. Kosi, you went a little too far from the throw-in area. And it looks like that's his left hamstring, Matteo Silvetti's left hamstring that he's holding. And now another foul. John Freeman blowing his whistle again. On the ground is Thompson. Going to be a free kick. Dangerous spot. Colorado going to have a chance for their free kick taker, set piece taker, Paxton Aronson, to cross one into the box. 2-2, Inter Miami and Colorado. 70th minute. Paxton Aronson standing over a free kick. Whistle blown. Aronson approaches, crosses it in, headed away by Bertoame. Messi can't get ahead on it. Going forward is Aronson and Segovia, and Aronson getting in a scuffle. Quick throw in by Aronson. Finds Minongu, who gets dispossessed by Yannick Bright. Segovia and Allen now. Allen, immediate turnover. Rapids back on it. Darren Yappy begged Segovia, but thankfully Inter Miami still in control, as now we have a foul. Segovia came up from behind on Yappy. Yappy, a big guy. Free kick played quickly. Minongu right outside of the box to the byline. We'll get back, stuck, and Kosi Thompson wasn't home. '71st minute, 2-2, Inter Miami and Colorado tied. Colorado scored 2 goals in 3.5 minutes. Our Herons were up 2-0 at halftime. Turnover again for the Herons. Far side touchline, Minongu. Travis cuts in. Now he'll run to the byline, cross in, back stick Yappy, and he's not going to get there. Going to be a throw-in for Inter Miami. It was the right idea by the Rapids, but Yappy couldn't get a head on it. Matt Wells had Gaffer barking his orders. He's been a funny guy today. Colorado will recycle back to their goalkeeper in Zach Steffen. Near side touchline, Rob Holding. Back to Steffen. And I'm going to remind you for the 50th time, this is what Colorado does. They like playing out of their defense. They like passing to their midfielders and hitting deep on the counter. Here's Minongu, a lot of space. Can Falcone track back? He does. And thankfully, they slow down the fast Georgie Minongu. But how did it even get to that point is the question. Holding to Harrington. Right at the midfield stripe, Harrington. Holding near side touchline. Play into Cozy Thompson, but a nice stop by Segovia. Here's Mikael, who almost got his pocket picked by Navarro in the box. And once again, if you're just joining us on your Inter Miami Radio Network, our Herons were up 2-0. And Colorado strung together 2 goals in 3.5 minutes, and a bad turnover by our Herons. Navarro laid up to Yappy and blocked. Good job by Facundo Mora getting in the way, and that one goes out of bounds for a throw-in. But the Rapids, who scored 2 goals in 3.5 minutes to tie this up in the 68th minute. They have been the more threatening team in this second half as Lionel Messi wins the ball and needed to get one more touch on it. He goes to the ground. Leo's still on the ground, folks. Now he's up, and now with space is Daniel Pinter on the far side touchline, deep in Colorado territory. Pinter gets it to DePaul. DePaul to Leo. Messi to Segovia. Back to... Tried going back to Messi, now Yannick Bright, and Bright gets taken to ground, and a yellow card shown. I believe it's on Lucas Harrington, a defender. I think he pointed at a defender who wasn't necessarily a part of the tackle. I'll get more information on that in a second. But this is going to be a free kick opportunity for Lionel Messi. Messi got taken to ground, got hit hard by holding. Wasn't a card, wasn't a foul, but he did go to ground hard. And I'll get you more information on the yellow card in a second, because, folks, we have Lionel Messi stepping up for a free kick in prime Lionel Messi territory. About 5 yards, 5 to 7-ish yards outside of the penalty arc of Colorado's box. The penalty circle. Messi setting the ball, waiting for the whistle of John Freeman. Can this be a vintage moment for the greatest player of all time? In the yellow card, I was right, folks. It was shown to Lucas Harrington. Must have said something. It's the 5th yellow card of the game. Messi standing over the free kick. John Freeman blows his whistle. 76th minute. Lionel Messi approaches, shot, and goes over the crossbar. Good effort. Good effort. But still 2-2. Our Inter Miami Herons tied up with Colorado. It's a good opportunity. So we did manage to have a substitution in the mayhem too. Daniel Pinter in for Luan and Noah Allen in for Silvetti. So 2 substitutions on for the Herons. That's on me for missing Noah Allen, but Noah Allen has subbed on as well. So Luan, who had the card, is off. Excuse me, Luan got hurt. That's why he's off. Mikael's got the yellow. Colorado now probing is Bertoame, who had an opportunity to get a pass off in the box. Like I said, he was sitting there and probing. I was waiting to see if he would take on a shot, but Birdie went to ground and got dispossessed. Near side touchline, Segovia. 77 minutes, 2-2 your score. Inter Miami and Colorado. Colorado scoring 2 goals in 3.5 minutes to tie it up. Going to ground is Yappy, and we are going to get a foul. But once again, Rafael Navarro in the 58th, and then Darren Yappy in the 67th. So 4 minutes. So MLS single game attendance record, folks. The record was 2023, Galaxy and LAFC with 82,000. Number 2 is today with 76, so they did sell out. This place only holds 76. Far side touchline, Minongu. Colorado in a dangerous spot. Now they'll recycle back to the defense. Looked dangerous for a second. But the 2 goal scorers for Inter Miami are Lionel Messi, penalty goal in the 18th minute. Herman Bertoame with a header right at half. And then Rafael Navarro for Colorado in the 58th. And in the 62nd, Darren Yappy. As our Herons back on the ball with DePaul. Here's Lionel Messi. Messi with acres of space. Needs something, Leo. Cuts it, shot! Goal! Lionel Messi with a goal! 3-2, Inter Miami! Right when you need him, he answers! Lionel Messi gives Inter Miami the lead in the 79th minute! I asked for it! He delivered! Massive goal for Lionel Messi! Acres of space on the right side. He cuts in. Finesse, top left corner. What a goal by the greatest player of all time in front of 76,000 people. Lionel Messi with a brace. Messi cut in, shot, and goal. Doesn't get better than that. Signature goal for Lionel Messi. I mean, he had acres of space. Cut in, a Travella cut in with his left foot, used the outside of his foot, and he put that where Zach Steffen, I don't think Iker Casillas in his prime is saving that, and Inter Miami now, right off of the jump, Colorado turns it over. Our Herons back on it, and Dane St. Clair. But Lionel Messi giving the Herons a 3-2 lead. Can they hang on in the final 10 minutes? And a bad turnover by Zach Steffen, but a bad touch by Rodrigo DePaul. Oh, if DePaul was able to settle that, that could have been an opportunity. But back on it is Colorado. They're inching closer to midfield. Messi chance have erupted. Far side touchline. Colorado still with it, and that ball rolls out of bounds. Going to be an Inter Miami throw-in. But Lionel Messi, guys, this goal was ridiculous. He cut in, and I'll tell you what, that's a tidy finish. You're not going to find a better finish than that. And Guillermo Hoyos could do nothing but smile, man. Interim head coach Guillermo Hoyos, the gaffer, baby. He is happy. 81-32, 81-33. I'm going to be counting clock from here on out. Can we survive 9 more minutes, folks? This game has been a great one. Messi with it. Near side touchline, Allen. Trying to get it to Segovia was Allen, and a turnover. Segovia wins it, but a foul. John Freeman blowing his whistle. Lionel Messi at the age of 38, man. 2 goals for the great one. All right, substitution time for Colorado. Coming on is Seeley. Seeley coming on the pitch. And coming off is Aronson. So Paxton Aronson, who has been everywhere for Colorado, coming off, and Seeley coming on. And Seeley right on the ball in Inter Miami territory. Gets it to Navarro. Navarro to Minongu. Minongu right outside the box. Shot! Too close for comfort. Wow! Good attempt. St. Clair was beat. He was diving. He wouldn't have gotten to it. I give him credit on the effort, but Georgie Minongu with a finesse of his own and just outside. Can they hang on? 83 minutes. 83 minutes. 3-2. Inter Miami on top. Empower Field at Mile High. Sorry, folks. I know this place is Mile High. Far side touchline. Colorado wins at a bad tackle by Daniel Pinter. Could have been a card there. Thankfully, no. Just a free kick. And now, John Freeman. He's telling these guys, you're going too quick. Now you got to reset it. Now they set it. Now they play it. Lucas Harrington with it. Holding. Holding still with it. 84 minutes now. We're clock watching on the Inter Miami Radio Network. Mike Rizzo on the call. As going to ground is Holding, or excuse me, Navarro, but no whistle. Everyone looked at each other like there was going to be a whistle. And now Colorado will recycle to the defense. My on-site producer, Gary Ibar, and back at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach is Kate Chumsland. We're hanging on, folks. We're sweating this out. As Lionel Messi put our Herons ahead with a brace and his second goal in the 81st, in the 79th minute. We are 84 minutes in now to the second half. A throw-in for Colorado. Yappy back to Thompson, and now to Harrington. Harrington with a lot of space in their own territory, though. He's inching closer to midfield for Colorado. Right at midfield is Harrington. He lays it up to Asensio. Now played back to Stefan. Holding. With space is Thompson, still not stopped, and Thompson boots that out of bounds. Off of an Inter Miami player, played quickly to Seedley. Seedley, right outside of the box, cuts in, taking the ground, and a foul in a dangerous position, and a yellow card shown. A booking to Talasco Segovia. Folks, this free kick is going to be half of an inch outside of the box on the near side. So they're going to get an opportunity here, as Seeley was taken down from behind by Talasco Segovia. Free kick about to be taken by Seeley. Going to be a left foot in swinger, and hang on here. Was that a red card? Don't tell me that was a red card. I'm trying to sort this out. As John Freeman, he gave a card, and now Yannick Bright's off the pitch. Is that a red card? Is that a double yellow? Inter Miami staff is trying to find out information as Yannick Bright is exiting the field, folks. So there was a yellow card given to Segovia, and now Yannick Bright shown red. Yannick Bright's off the pitch. We're going to be playing with 10 men. Unbelievable. 87th minute. Inter Miami down to 10 men. 3-2, they lead. But for how long? Yannick Bright, what'd you do? We'll try to sort things out on your Inter Miami Radio Network. But in a crazy sequence, Segovia a yellow, and somehow, some way, Yannick Bright has picked up a red card. Free kicks, and now we're down to 10 on the free kick. As Seeley stands over it, he's a left footer. Going to put a left foot boot on this into the box. Sealy approaches, and he went for goal, thankfully. Not a smart move. And is that a throw-in? No, it will be a corner kick presented by Lionel Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Frauenrath. Visit foryourrights.com for 40 years. Lionel Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Frauenrath have been serving South Florida and this community. foryourrights.com. Lionel Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Frauenrath, proud sponsors of Inter Miami Corners. As now Maxi Falcone goes to ground. He's holding his face. John Freeman telling everyone to get away from him. But it's somehow, some way, Inter Miami and Yannick Bright got a red card. I mean, what did he say? He had to say something. He didn't do anything on the pitch. He had to say something. And Maxi going to ground. Don't know why, but our boy went to ground. Left foot in swinger. Header! And that's going to be a goal kick. 89th minute. Welcome to the 89th minute. Dane St. Clair on the ground, by the way. I think he'll be okay. Probably wasted some time, and at this point, I will take it. But 89th minute, 3-2. Inter Miami on top. Lionel Messi with a penalty kick goal and a finesse goal to put Inter Miami on top 3-2. Herman Bertoame getting in with a header goal in the first half. And for the Rapids, Rafael Navarro in the 58th, and then 4 minutes later, Darren Yappy. Somehow, some way, Yannick Bright has picked up a red card. I'm sure we'll get more information soon here, but he had to have said something. He did nothing on the pitch. He had to have said something to receive a yellow card. He wasn't even on a yellow. St. Clair kicks it off. DePaul pushed off of the ball, and now Pinter's on it. Pinter looking for Messi, and Leo's offsides. 90th minute. We're waiting on extra time. Welcome to the 90th minute. 3-2. Inter Miami on top of Colorado. Oh, boy. 7 minutes. 7 minutes of extra time. Buckle up, Buttercup. 7 minutes of extra time presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Test drive the all-new Audi Q3. Folks, Audi is the official premium and electric car dealer for IMCF. Once again, the official premium and electric car partner of IMCF, our good friends at Audi, AudiUSA.com, AudiUSA.com. Say yes to the yes life in the all-new Audi Q3. Segovia off, Shaw on. So Inter Miami going more defensive for the final 7 minutes. Now 6 minutes. We're 91 into play. Sealy in a dangerous spot in the box. Lays it up to Thompson. Thompson, grounder pass cleared. Inter Miami sends that to the other side of the pitch into Colorado territory. And now Sealy on it. Dangerous pass, but thankfully Colorado able to do nothing with it in the box. Quick throw in. Right outside of the box, Sealy. Cleared away by Inter Miami. Bertoame to Messi. Messi gets it to Pinter. Ball won by Holding. Now back to Inter Miami. Now back to Colorado. And Messi will get a card here. Lionel Messi stopping play and getting a card. It's his first card of the game. And honestly, he needed to do it. That would have turned into a direct chance. Immediately played Colorado now in a dangerous spot. Outside of the box, cross into Navarro. But Inter Miami's hanging on. Folks, it's going to be one of those final 4 minutes where Inter Miami's going to be defending for their life and Colorado's going to be on the ball the whole time. That's exactly what it is right now with Holding. Holding, pass into Seeley. Seeley shot blocked. Now Messi on it. Messi goes to the ground and a foul, and it's going to be a card. That's going to go against Jackson Travis. I got to count up the yellow. I got to count the yellow cards. Are we, the issue is, I don't know what to call the Yannick Bright red. Was that a double yellow or was that straight red? I need clarification on what happened to Yannick Bright. So, Segovia, Harrington, Frederick, Mikael, DePaul, Asensio. That's 6 yellow cards and a red. Inter Miami boots it away, conceding possession, but now won by Messi. Messi, far side touchline. Leo trying to cut it back, getting boxed out by Travis and Minongo, and then going to be a throw-in. Messi gets a throw-in for our Herons. Messi chance have erupted. Throw-in coming up for the Herons on the far side touchline. 94 minutes. We're under 3 minutes away from the final whistle. 3-2, Inter Miami on top. Trying to hang on at Empower Field at Mile High, and a corner one by Inter Miami, presented by Lionel Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath for 40 years. Or actually, hang on, is that a goal kick? It's looking like a goal kick. That's on your boy. I don't know how that was a goal kick. Must have went off Mura. But Colorado takes it immediately at your mercy. Mike Rizzo on the call. You're Inter Miami Radio Network. Gary Ibar, our on-site producer, Kate Chumsland, back at the City Place Studios. 94-51, 94-52. Just under 2 minutes. 7 minutes of extra time. We are officially in the 95th. 2 minutes to go in the game. Colorado, dangerous spot. Navarro crosses it in. Nobody home. Inter Miami's going to take their time on this free kick. Excuse me, goal kick, and as they should. Abadia coming on for Herman Bertoame. Gaffer Guillermo Hoyos going defensive. Abadia Rita, formerly of IMCF2. 95-37, 95-38. Playing to 97. Inter Miami up 3-2, down to 10 men after the Yannick Bright red card. Lionel Messi on a brace. And he scored the go-ahead goal in the 79th minute. Inter Miami, we've been hanging on, folks. We've been hanging on for dear life. Hold on. Strap in. And another attack, Colorado coming. Here's Seeley. Seeley looking for a foul. Thankfully stopped playing and started complaining. And Inter Miami is going to have a throw-in. He didn't complain there. He still had the ball. Noah Allen will throw it in. 96-23, 96-24. Playing to 97. 10 men. Inter Miami up 3-2 over Colorado. Mikael, stutter step, stop and go, switches his field. Looking for Pinner. Instead, it's won by DePaul. Now to Pinner. Far side touchline. 96-45, 96-46. Here's Falcone. He'll play it back to St. Clair. St. Clair boots it away. 96-55, 96-56. Inter Miami on it. Now Colorado in holding. You can't go back. 97-04. Where's the whistle? 97-05. 97 has been played, folks. 7 minutes of extra time. That ball rolls out of bounds. And it'll be a throw-in. Somehow, some way, we're still playing. And there is the final whistle. Our Inter Miami Herons picking up the win in Colorado. Lionel Messi with the go-ahead goal in the 79th minute. 3-2. Inter Miami winning at Empower Field at Mile High. We'll have the post-game show coming up next. We'll break down the 8 yellow cards, the red card, but more importantly, we'll play the goal-scoring highlights. We'll play the Lionel Messi goal-scoring highlights, the Bertoame goal, and I'll try to figure out what happened to Yannick Bright. This is your Inter Miami Radio Network. Postgame coming up next. Inter Miami winners 3-2.
It's Tina. You know how important it is to keep your car running. And when it comes to my car, I only trust St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been taking care of South Florida for over 50 years, and they're still family owned. Need new tires? They've got all the big brands. Battery issues? They've got it. Cars, trucks, boats, RVs, and even commercial fleets. And if you ever get stuck, their 24/7 roadside emergency service is a total lifesaver. Go see my friends at St. Lucie Battery and Tire, slbt.com. They'll keep you going.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $909 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Kevin McHale, tax partner in Anshin's Real Estate Group.
Under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, recent changes to the Opportunity Zone program include a rolling capital gains deferral period, updated basis step-up, and tax-free appreciation rules, new categories of qualifying funds, and revised criteria for the census tracts that qualify as Opportunity Zones. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we help real estate professionals navigate through the new qualified Opportunity Zone rules so their investments align with their goals of maximizing deferrals, minimizing capital gains, and ensuring compliance with the updated legislation. If you're launching a new fund or restructuring existing investments, let Anshin strategically guide you through these changes and deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
If you want to learn how to fan the football way, ask the fans with a Modelo. Only they know how to celebrate with strangers as if they were lifelong friends. To lose their voice for weeks after chanting for 90 minutes. They are always ready to teach you the ways of football because to them, passion is meant to be shared. So go ahead, ask the fans with a Modelo.
Picture this, a curve in the road, a change in plans. Well, what do you say? With the all-new Audi Q3, the answer's always yes. Yes to adventure. Yes to escape. Yes to performance. Yes to comfort. Yes to right now. Because saying yes without hesitation, that's real luxury. The all-new Audi Q3, made for the yes life.
In an AI-driven world, power up your future with in-demand trade skills at Palm Beach State College. Attend a free hands-on electrical info session and discover careers in electrical and low-voltage technology. Explore real-world training employers need right now, from installing smart home systems to repairing modern electrical equipment. Be job-ready in a year or less. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. Visit pbsc.edu and search info to learn more.
Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Mike Rizzo.
What a win for our Inter Miami Herons. 3-2, Inter Miami finally getting a win. Now, I say finally. Inter Miami was on a 6-game unbeaten streak heading into this game, but the last 2 fixtures in MLS play, Inter Miami has drew. They drew 2 games at New Bank Stadium, and then it looked like they were well on their way to drawing this one 2-2. But Inter Miami and Messi able to get a 79th minute goal. Let's listen to the first half highlights here on your Inter Miami radio network. The goal scoring highlights, Lionel Messi, a penalty kick goal in the 18th minute. Kate Chumsland, take it away. The whistle is blown. Messi approaches. Shot, goal! Lionel Messi opening up the scoring in the 18th minute. So that came off of a penalty awarded by Yannick Bright, who picked up a red card. We'll get into that in a second. But Yannick Bright won the ball in Colorado's box, got taken to ground. John Freeman, the head referee, originally said play on. VAR took a look at it, told John Freeman to take another look at it, and a yellow card was shown and also a penalty given. So, penalty given and card, you rarely see that, but Lionel Messi scoring on a penalty kick. The 45th minute, Herman Bertoame, 45th minute plus extra time. And to add more context, the final minute of extra time for the second straight MLS game in a row, Inter Miami scores, and it's Herman Bertoame for a second time in 2 games. Lionel Messi with it in the box, plays it to the Paul. Now Silvetti, a big cross in. Bertoame, goal! Herman Bertoame with the header goal, assisted by Matteo Silvetti. So Silvetti and Bertoame linking up on that, and Bertoame scoring before half. Now, no goal-scoring highlights for Colorado. We'll get into those coming up for second half highlights, but it was a 2-0 lead for Inter Miami at the half. Let's take a timeout. When we come back, we'll hear second half highlights on your Inter Miami radio network.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSisyes.com today.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit 1 checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire with the largest inventories, expert technicians, and the best price out the door every day guaranteed. You'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $909 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
Being a homeowner like me means knowing who to call. For power, you called an electrician. Pipes, a plumber. And for better water, you call Culligan. They've been improving water for 90 years, with local experts handling everything from water softening to filtration, using the world's most efficient systems. Culligan, the one partner you can trust for everything your water touches. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com, serving all of South Florida.
Hey, Culligan man!
The pink smoke is in the air. This is the Inter Miami postgame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Inter Miami winners 3-2. We played your first half highlights on the first segment of our postgame show. It's time to play the craziness that was the second half in this. Now, quickly, a lot of yellow cards. Let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 yellow cards in the game and a red. So 9 total cards shown. Yannick Bright picked up a red card in the 87th minute. Inter Miami had to play 10 minutes with 10 men. And somehow, some way, found a way to win 3-2. Folks, 2-0 at half. Colorado tied it up in 4 minutes. Rafael Navarro, take it away. And hold on here, folks. Navarro with space. He's one-on-one with Mikael. Makes a stutter step and a goal. Oh, my goodness. What a goal by Rafael Navarro. Unbelievable. It really was. It was a stop and go. It was, I'm going this way, but I'm actually going left. It was a hesitation, whatever you want to call it. I'll tell you what, one of the better goals I've seen in the MLS this year. Navarro, that was his 6th goal on the year, and he's certainly, in my opinion, Colorado's best player. Now, Darren Yappy subbed in the 61st minute, and 1 minute later, he went through the legs of goalkeeper Dane Sinclair on this goal to tie it up. Going full-on attack to try to tie this game up. In the 61st minute, announcer curse. Here's Yappy, shot, goal! Unbelievable, the recently subbed on Darren Yappy with the goal. So Yappy tying things up in the 62nd minute. It took about, took 17 minutes. 17 minutes for Lionel Messi to score his best goal so far of the season. As our Herons back on the ball with DePaul, here's Lionel Messi. Messi with acres of space. Needs something, Leo. Cuts it, shot, goal! Lionel Messi with a goal! 3-2 Inter Miami. Right when you need him, he answers. Lionel Messi gives Inter Miami the lead in the 79th minute. I asked for it. He delivered. I said, need something, Leo. He listened. He went upper right, finesse, left foot, upper left, upper 90, finesse, left foot. Nobody was saving that. And Lionel Messi gives our Herons the win. Very physical game. A lot of cards. Yannick Bright's going to miss the next MLS game. Let's take our final break of the postgame show. When we return, we'll look ahead on your Inter Miami radio network.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
At Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium this season, every Palm Beach Cardinals Saturday home game, they become the Palm Beach Frozen Iguanas. For 12 Saturday games, we're breaking the ice with the special Frozen Iguanas Ice Cold 12-pack ticket package for just $99, which includes a ticket to all Frozen Iguanas games, a guaranteed Bobbletail giveaway, merchandise discount, commemorative green baseball, and more. RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com. Join the cold front today.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Andrew Cohen, Senior Manager in Anshin State and Local Tax Group.
In today's mobile world, residency is one of the most important areas of state taxation. The rules determine which states can tax your income and hinge on two key concepts: domicile and statutory residency. Your domicile is the state you consider your permanent home, while statutory residency can apply if you have a permanent place of abode in a state which you spent more than 183 days. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we help taxpayers avoid double taxation. If you're a taxpayer with ties in multiple states, looking to reduce your state tax exposure, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSisyes.com today.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
The pink smoke is in the air. This is the Inter Miami postgame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Well, Inter Miami winners 3-2 over Colorado. The next time we'll see you on your Inter Miami radio network will be this Wednesday. Salt Lake and Inter Miami. 9:30 kickoff in Salt Lake. So Real Salt Lake and Inter Miami will do battle with them coming up this Wednesday, the 22nd. So in 4 days, Inter Miami has another game on the West Coast. This has been your Inter Miami Radio Network. Appreciate everyone who watched and listened. Thank you to my on-site producer, Gary Ibar, for keeping me up here at Empower Field at Mile High. I got to say, folks, this has been a house of horrors for my family. Being a Cleveland Browns fan, it was good to see things go my way with our Inter Miami Herons winning 3-2. Kate Jumsman back at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Partner, appreciate you keeping us up over the airwaves, as always, cutting up our highlights and doing such a great job. We'll catch up with you guys coming up on Wednesday. Everyone, enjoy your weekend, the rest of your Saturday and your Sunday. We'll talk to you later on your Inter Miami Radio Network.
Picture this: a curve in the road, a change in plans. Well, what do you say? With the all-new Audi Q3, the answer's always yes. Yes to adventure. Yes to escape. Yes to performance. Yes to comfort. Yes to right now. Because saying yes without hesitation, that's